Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we got another video on Castor Maritime, ticker symbol CTRM. So we got some big news to cover. Castor Maritime has been doing pretty well, been in the green over the last few days. We're going to take a look at the charts, discuss all the news, take a look at the Baltic Index, talk about price prediction. So let's get right into this video. But first, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and turning on those post notifications. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the chart. So at the time of this recording, as you can see, CTRM is currently trading around 51 cents. Now we're down almost 3% on the day. However, if we look at the 5-day, Castor Maritime is up actually over 5%. Castor Maritime was off to a great start on Monday, even getting gains on Tuesday as well as Wednesday. So today is the first down day this week. Now this is normal and this is expected, right? After 1, 2, 3, a few days of green, you're going to see a little price decline, people taking profits. All in all, trying to stay above that 50-cent price range. And back to Tuesday on April 27th, Castor Maritime hit a high of almost 59 cents. It was a very great day for Castor Maritime. However, by the end of the day, it couldn't hold that 58, 59 cent range, so we closed at 52 cents. So now, of course, with Castor Maritime, we got some big news. They made a big announcement yesterday on Wednesday, April 28th. So let's get right into this announcement. So Castor Maritime announces vessel acquisition. April 28th, Castor Maritime, a diversified global shipping company, announced that it entered through a separate wholly owned subsidiary into an agreement to acquire a 2011 Chinese-built Panamax dry bulk carrier from an unaffiliated third party for a purchase price of $14.5 million. The acquisition is expected to be consummated by taking delivery of the vessel during May of this year and is subject to the satisfaction of certain customary closing conditions. Castor Maritime's CEO Petros had this to say: "We are pleased to announce the acquisition of one more Panamax dry bulk vessel in 2021, increasing Castor's dry bulk fleet to 15 vessels. Upon completion of our recently announced acquisitions, our fleet will consist of 18 vessels, tripling in size since the start of this year. The anticipated prompt delivery of this vessel will allow Castor Maritime to take further advantage of the current strong market demand for dry bulk tonnage." So all in all, this is very positive news for Castor Maritime. This is their 18th vessel, and on top of that, tripling in size since the start of this year. So Castor Maritime is growing extremely fast. So now going back to their fleet of 18 vessels, those 18 vessels consist of 1 Capesize, 6 Kamsarmax, 8 Panamax dry bulk vessels, and 1 Aframax and 2 Aframax LR2 tankers. Now there's no mention of a time charter agreement, but this generally is announced when they take delivery of the vessel. So with May being next week, we could possibly hear about the delivery and the new time charter agreement as early as next week. Alright, so guys, let's now take a look at the Baltic Exchange Dry Index. Now, if you've been following me and watching my videos on my channel, you know that we like to cover the Baltic Exchange Dry Index. So if you're unfamiliar with that, this is an index that provides a benchmark for the price of moving the major raw materials by sea. So generally, this determines what bulk shippers such as Castor Maritime can charge to haul these dry bulk goods. So the higher the number on the index, the higher companies like Castor Maritime can charge, which will allow Castor Maritime and any other bulk shipper to generate revenue. So for today, Thursday, April 29th, the Baltic Exchange Dry Index rose 1.7% to 3,007. Now this is the highest level since mid-June 2010. This is incredible. We haven't seen these levels for almost 11 years. Not to mention, this extends the Baltic Exchange Dry Index winning streak to 12 sessions. Now, these levels are quickly gaining. Now, my last video on Castor Maritime, which was last Monday, April 19th, I mentioned the rise in the Baltic Index, which was at 2432. So you can see how much a drastic change it's been in just a little over a week, from 2432 to 3007. So this index could potentially have been the driving force to Castor Maritime's price increase over the last few days. And I believe as we keep moving forward, especially as countries are getting out of the pandemic, getting closer to a more normal, getting out of lockdown, we're going to only see the Baltic Exchange Dry Index increase over time. Because 2020 was such a disaster of a year. So many businesses were affected, let alone, of course, people in general. So now that we're starting to go back to normal, we're starting to see that U-turn starting to increase and things are going to pick up, and hopefully we're going to see Castor Maritime get back to a higher price point. As we saw early February, Castor Maritime was at $1.95. Now, I'm still very bullish on Castor Maritime, and I believe they still have a very great future ahead of themselves. And I believe we're going to see the price increase soon as they receive these 2 deliveries. The one from last week on April 19th, and of course today, these 2 vessels have not been delivered yet. Once they are, and a time charter agreement is announced on both, depending on the length of the term and the amount, we're probably going to see a nice little run up in price. But at the end of the day, this is still a penny stock. It's a very risky company. It's a very small company. Now, this isn't financial advice, but I'm looking at this as a long-term hold, minimum 1 to 2, possibly 3 years. This will give them ample time to build up their fleet, acquire more contracts, and really establish a name for themselves in the bulk shipping industry. Now, when I look at a competitor, Star Bulk Carriers Corp, ticker symbol SBLK, this stock is currently trading in the $18 price point. They are a much bigger company, but this is something that I envision Castor Maritime can be in the next few years. In comparison, S-Bulk has approximately 128 vessels, and here Castor Maritime has 18. However, Castor Maritime is quickly growing. They're pretty much picking up a new vessel every week throughout this year 2021, so who knows how many we'll have by the end of the year. I believe by the end of the year, Castor Maritime will have approximately 25 vessels. The stock should be approximately in the $2 price range. I can see them multiplying, so if they have 25 by the end of the year, that means in 2022 they could pick up another 20 plus, they could be in the 50, and then over the next 2-3 years have approximately 100 vessels and be able to complete with Star Bulk Carriers Corp. Now, this is only speculation. This is my opinion. This is not financial advice, so please invest at your own risk. And to reiterate, this is a highly volatile stock. It's extremely risky, but as any investment, whether it's stocks, penny stocks, or cryptos, you should only invest the money that you can afford to lose and that you don't need in the near future. There you have it, guys, the latest news with Castor Maritime. A shorter video today, not much news, as we are waiting to hear about the delivery of those 2 vessels. Once we do, we are going to see some growth, we're going to see some price movement, and of course, we're going to just be excited to see that company doing well. So I hope I was able to provide you with some value. I hope you learned something in this video. As I hear more information on Castor Maritime, I'll be sure to update you all. I know this is a very popular company that has a lot of interest because, as you can see, the average volume is around 140 million on the daily. So let me know what your thoughts are. Are you bullish for Castor Maritime, or do you think it's a dud? Are you going to acquire more shares? I know many of you are looking into crypto because crypto is extremely hot right now, but be careful. There's a lot of scams going on in the crypto coin and token world. Be very careful. And if there's any other stocks you want me to cover, even cryptos, penny stocks, let me know in the comments down below, or you can send me a message on Instagram. And as always, guys, happy trading, happy investing, and I'll see you in the next video.